Good morning, Discord. Good morning, YouTube. Okay, I think I'm having issues with the Discord stream. I believe I'm having issues with Discord stream. Is the Discord running? Okay. Everyone's all good? Alright, cool. Okay. Got that worked out. Let's see what we got. Yeah, sorry about the trading plan last night. I literally had it up, but I didn't hit enter. Sorry. Alright, market open. Let's see what we're looking for. I'm not feeling too well today, so I'm gonna maybe not speak that much, but I'll be here. I just might not be speaking that much. Let's see if we grab some liquidity at 555.94 and then tag the 5 MA. See where we go from the 5. So we're gonna see if we grab some liquidity from here to give us some power to go up. Give it a second. Early candles. All right, now let's see what happens at 558.17 right up here. Yeah, I apologize, just not feeling well today. But I'll convey the messages I need to. So we're going to test right here today to see, well, this might be the test to see if purple is going to be our down. It's just a test. Market's still young. Looking to see our first target at 555.94 if it does go down. We'll see how we react off 554.94. I got stopped out for profit or break even. Ideally for this shoulder, I would have liked to see this like this for this shoulder right here, ideally. What I'm trying to say is I would have liked it to dig a little bit deeper before going in on a call here, just so I know it has enough strength to get up back inside the purple. Or I might have to remake the purple. We're gonna see. Might be like this. Give it some time. We got time. I want to break either one of these key levels and then see how we react off of these. I don't want to get stuck in chop in this range. So let's break one of these key levels first, and then we'll identify the structure. Just give it some time. This is a tight. We need to break one of these liquidity levels first. Either 558.17 or 555.94. Let's break one of these liquidity levels first before we start jumping in on anything. Just so we know we have some strength in a direction. We're just trying to build up strength. Give us some confidence. Yeah, let's break this range. Let's try to break this range first. The 5 is in striking distance. So even on the break of this purple, this should be enough liquidity for some downward, but I like to see it test up to 558 before the drop down. This would be a good look right here. That'd be ideal. Because on a smaller level, we could be seeing this right here, right there, and then right there, and then right here. So let's just give it some time. No reason to rush anything. You see this very tiny head and shoulders in here? And then the target would be what, 555.94. So is that worth it? Is the risk from here to here worth it? That's what I'm asking myself. That's why we just wait for the proper setup. It'll present itself in time. Let's see if it's going to be a break of blue. If you took this cup right here, you should be in profit. Your trade should be protected right now if you took this cup. If you didn't hesitate and took this one. All right, good. Now we broke that range, so I think I'm okay with this purple. So let's see if it stays in the purple, and then we do this right here. Let's see. So it might be break a magenta for our up, and then break a blue for the down. Yeah, we'll do break a blue for down. Alright, now we're going to wait for another magenta to form. If you didn't already get in on this flexion right here. If you didn't get in here, you got to wait for the next setup. And if you took single contracts, break a blue is going to be your out. It should be protected. Technically it should be break a purple, but just to secure the early win. We got the 5 MA, not far away. Let's see if that's going to be the target. Alright, so we shouldn't be thinking about puts until we get to blue. I'll highlight it. If it wants to continue up, it still has all the way to purple. So once it starts breaking purple, start thinking about cutting chalks if you want to go for calls, or you still have calls up until maybe, you know, rejection off of either 558.17, rejection off of the blue, or rejection off the purple. So meaning if it rejects all the way up to purple, it's still call territory. Your safety is going to be waiting for another magenta to form, and then we want to break magenta. That's going to be your safety. We'll see if we form another one here for the calls, right? So break a magenta for the calls, break a blue for the puts. That's what our thesis is right now. We're going to see if it actually happens. So if it starts breaking purple, that's going to be your warning. When we start breaking blue, start thinking about other direction. And then break a blue, we want to see this. But then we expect some rocky business over here as well. Like I said, this is going to be, these two highlighted portions are going to be the range for right now. We want to break through this and then see a break, retest, reject on one of these levels. That'll be the most comforting. So there's no real trade here, right? You're in the middle of the water. You're in between two flexion points. There's no trade here. We want to wait for some confirmation under blue with a break and retest. So what we do know right now, calls on the bottom of 555.94, puts at 557 until we break and retest. This is just the range that we're in. They're trying to shake everybody out with these candles. Trying to shake everybody out. Okay, your trade should be protected. Your trade is protected. Break, retest, reject. Simple. You're making a lot of money now. You're welcome. Did anyone print? We printed? Alright, good job. I'm sorry I'm not as enthusiastic, but I'm just not feeling well today. But yeah, easy claps, easy claps. Look at the, here, just for old time's sake, look at the money we're printing. Look at the money we are printing. There it is. Easy claps. Look at it run. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good to be a gangster. Look at this money. Look at the money we are printing. Amazing, simply amazing. You can't be wrong twice in a row. It's actually impossible. Look at the money. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, look at this money we're making. It's actually too easy. It's actually too easy. So if you get in on break of blue, you're fine. You are okay. Come on, let's get a little more out of it. A little bit more would be nice. I had the 84% rule. I went in on the break. This green one stopped me out. I went right back in. I went right back in. Soon I was like, okay, let me give it a second. When I saw this rejection, right? Break, retest, reject. Once I saw that, I was in. I got in somewhere way at the top. I get in on the green somewhere up here. And that's how we make money every day. Easy. Easy. And I double my contracts on top of that. So I got stopped out up here, right? And then I doubled my contracts once I saw the rejection to make sure I recovered that money, that stop loss, plus some. Green for the day. And once you learn how to hold through retracement like this, once you learn how to hold through this, your money's gonna go very, very, very long. Now I'm gonna move my first stop loss to about the top of this. My trade's protected, I'm guaranteed money. I might take a little bit more. I might take a little bit more, we'll see. Trade's protected. Can't ask for anything better. Look at this money we're printing. Look at this money. Simply amazing. Simply amazing. All we have to do was be patient and wait. You got the 50-50 right here. You have the shoulder right here, which played out perfect. You had the blue highlighted right here. You had the break, the retest, and the reject. Look at this rejection wick. There's nothing more I could do. If you go to the classes, you know what the setup looks like, right? You know if you get stopped out on this one, 84% rule. The 84% rule, I'm going to go over it one more time. If your initial setup stops you out like this, and you see it, if you see it present itself again, 84% of the time, the trade's going to be a winner. That's the 84% rule. If your setup presents itself again, 84% of the time it's going to be a winner. Look at this money we're printing. Can't make it up. Look at this money. Look at the money we're printing right now. This is in how long? In 45 minutes. We made. I mean, this is full-time pay right here. You don't have to. There's no more working. Once you understand this stuff, there's no more working. Clean up this chart. And the best part is you can make this. Look at this money. You can make this type of money while you're sick, while you're not feeling well. Look at this money. There it is. Break of blue. I highlighted it for you. The break of blue. It was only highlighted. There's nothing more I can do. There's absolutely nothing more I can do. And if blue If you weren't confident with blue, I told you also, break of this 555.94. I told you, break of this 555.94. Let's see where it goes. This is easy. It's actually too easy. Look at the money we're printing right now. Look at it. I told you exactly when to get in. I said exactly when to get in. Okay, yeah, so Lee, the lesson here is, hopefully you made money on that trade, but the lesson here is the patience, right? We need to have confidence in this trade, number one. Why? Because we had multiple factors. Because I told you, when it breaks this purple, that's your trigger. When it breaks the blue, that's your confirmation. When it breaks this 555.94, that is your, I don't know what else you want. Right? There's nothing more I could do. But the lesson here is that you see, you got to give it time. That's the lesson, right? If you want the move that's gonna pay you 10-15 minutes, you gotta wait 10-15 minutes. Your first stop loss should be moved here. Your next stop loss should be moved after this retracement now. Or if you know, I'm not gonna tell you when to take your stop loss. Take your money right now, I suggest, as much as you can. So now when you see the retracement, start moving it closer so you can get the most you can out of this move. If you have runners, you'll be getting out on the break of this magenta here. So we're not thinking about calls until we get above this magenta. Minimum above this magenta. As of right now, at minimum. Now look, if you would have put your stop too close, this wick would have stopped you out. This wick right here would have stopped you out. But again, we're gonna take our base hits, we're gonna grow your accounts so then you can do the multiple contracts, and then your home runs are going to start adding up. You'll see. So take the base hits now, the home runs are gonna start adding up. Once you have runners, you're gonna give yourself the opportunity to get the home runs. sorry, my energy is really low today. I apologize, but at least I still made you some money today. You can't say I didn't do my job. You can't say I didn't do my job. If you didn't print on this one, it's okay. We got plenty of time for this. It's okay. You're understanding the patience you need to exercise. You're understanding that when you have a trade set up like this, when I even told you the break of purple, break of blue, break of 555.94, you're understanding that the amount of liquidity that needs to be built in order for the big moves to happen. This is why I like to see strong moves in a certain direction, so I know it has the strength it needs to get where it's going. Now we're not going in on puts until minimum. We're not going to think about puts for if you want to be safe until this magenta. You see how's the level 2 thickness? The level 3 is when you have a little more confidence, okay? That's what these different levels mean. So it's a thin one, just a normal one. If it's level 2, it's giving you an idea. Level 3 is more confident. And for the OG members, if you could help explain to the newer members some of the jargon that I use and how we work, that'll be very beneficial to them, I'm sure. If you took that second break of blue, chase your profit. You can't hesitate on these, right? You can't hesitate, so you need to chase your profit, because I don't know how much wiggle it's gonna have, because I think the next target's 552.81. So chase your profit. Now, if you're new and you see me putting a bullseye here or a 50-50, that means you have 50% shot what direction it's going to take. 50-50 right here. So we're going to see if it's going to continue with this long-term bolt down, or if we're going to break through, retest, and reject off of here. Our safety is going to be somewhere up here. Somewhere up here is going to be our safety, like this. For calls, right? Somewhere up here, preferably up here. So just wait for the setup. It'll come. Just wait. Now ideally we like to see it dance on the blue before it drops back out. The ideal scenario, we want it to start, for puts, we want it to start rejecting off of here, staying inside this magenta, and then breaking blue and purple for the puts. That's what we like to see ideally. And that's why I'm the best trader on the internet. This is why I'm the best, right here. Take your profit. You know you can only target blue. Take your profit because your target's blue. This is why I'm the best on the internet, right here. You see it. That's good money. Mini contracts, right here, the pinpointed entry, that's a lot of money. Take your profit. You can only target blue. Easy. We can get every dime out of this. Every damn dime. Multiple contracts. If you entered right, you shouldn't be out until break of magenta. Multiple contracts. Your trade's protected at this level. If you got in, I'm assuming at the pinpoint, right? Multiple contracts, you're waiting till you break magenta. Single contracts, you take your base hits. All right, we're breaking. It hasn't closed yet. Still got some time on it. Still got 30 something seconds on this candle, but if we break this magenta, then start looking for this one to be the target, right? If we break it, that's why we wait for the setup, right? Blue is going to be our most likely, but then we got to contend with. Let me show you. So your profit target, if it does break blue with the proper setup, is going to be 553.67. So as long as you're dancing inside of magenta, There's no trade here. We're at 50-50. There's no trade. You get more confirmation somewhere up here or somewhere down here. That's the answer. You have to exercise patience here. Exercise patience. Identify when there's a trade and no trade. You know, you're gambling at the 50-50 right here. This is a gamble, 50-50 gamble. Our safety is going to be somewhere up here. Our safety is going to be somewhere below here. So if you're trading in the middle, you know, I can't do anything about that. Look at your 5 minute to guide you. So then if we do get above this magenta here, we want to look for the setup. The setup looks like this. Something like that. I say you just wait, just be patient. Now we wait for the setup. See the 5 minute chart? Can't FOMO now. cannot FOMO nut right now. Look at your 5 minute. And if it runs and it just runs crazy, then it runs crazy. Let's use our setups. Now here's the risk management coming into play. If you took the break of magenta, your trade's protected, but now you got to survive the retracement. If you're waiting for the retracement, okay, then you're waiting for the retracement. Or if you took break magenta, take profit. That's what I always recommend. Take profit. Break, retest, reject. Right? The break, the retest, and the rejection off magenta. So we're going to see if you're waiting for the 5 minute chart, then wait for the 5 minute chart. If that's the setup you're comfortable with. Remember, I told you that breaking magenta, the first one, is going to be your clue. The second one, that should be the trigger, right? And if you're waiting for a retracement, this is why I'm drawing this to show you safety. If you guys are going in on these things, okay, now you know how to manage the risk. Now you know how to manage. Look at this money. Look at the money. Look at the money. Oh my goodness. There it is. There it is. Look at. Okay. 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 Let's see how far we can go with this. If you're waiting for retracement, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's That's actually the smarter, that's the trader's mind, to wait for the retracement to get confirmation. That's the trader's mind, to wait for the retracement. There's nothing wrong with that. You didn't miss anything. We do this every day. You're learning a skill that you're going to take on for the rest of your life. And that takes time, and it's worth the time. It's worth the time to learn it and to feel all those negative feelings, so you know how to avoid feeling the negative feelings next time. You got to think of all this as the practice run until the day that you're ready. I'm going to clean up this chart a bit. I kind of don't want to clean up the chart, but give it a second. Give it a second. So on this 50-50 here, you have to ask yourself, was this a momentum candle? Right? Was this a momentum candle? It's easy to look back now in hindsight and say, oh, okay. It's easy to do that now. But the reason why why I'm pointing this out is so you know what to look for next time. So you have an idea of what to expect. So you don't let retracement scare you out of what you think. Especially momentum candle, 50-50, it broke the magenta. That should be a clue. That should be a clue. Momentum candle, broke magenta. Right on the cup. This should be a clue. Right? Look how perfect. You gotta learn how to identify the levels that I'm drawing out and not necessarily the path of the drawing. The path of the drawing is just highlighting, and I have to exaggerate the movement so you can see what I'm talking about. That's why sometimes the movement's exaggerated. And also, you know, you can't be precise every minute of every day. 80% of the time my drawings are spot on, but you know, we have to account for that 20%, and that 20% is me showing you what it needs to look like, right? That's what it needs to look like. But you should be keeping an eye on the levels at where the flexion points are. So for example, the level at this flexion point here is 556.88, right? 556.88 is where the flexion point is. So then your entry is here. Or if you get it on this shoulder, here's your entry, which coincides with the break of this magenta, which I highlighted, which look at all this money you're making. It's impossible to go red for the day. That's all I can say. It's impossible. I've designed this system to make it impossible to go red for the day. So when you get to the multiple contract level and you know your bad day is going to be $2,500. That's going to be a bad day for you. You're going to go in, you're going to get stopped out for $300. You know exactly what's going to happen next, and then your next win is going to be big. Because you know what the setup is on the next direction. It just has to work like that. But you have to have confidence in the system. That's pretty much what it takes. Now let's look at. So do you see how deep this could pull back? This could pull back this deep. Let's look at our higher time frame. Okay. So if you're using higher time frame, you know, your stop loss has to be pretty significant. Pretty significant stop loss. Now on this last play, I literally drew an arrow and I highlighted it. Your trade's protected. If it goes against you now, then, you know, it goes against you, but your trade's protected at this point. I drew an arrow and I highlighted it. There's nothing more I can do. Your trade is protected. That's what I do know. Take your profit. That's what I will tell you. As long as this is profitable, I consider that a win. I can't control anything past that. Profitable even by $2, I'm fine with that. We're above $2 now, by the way. We're above $2. If you took the break of this, I even drew an arrow. Come on. What more do you want? It's impossible. Look at this money. Look at the money. Look at the money. Look at the money we printed. I drew the arrow. I highlighted the level. There's nothing more I can do. There's absolutely nothing more I can do. If you can't survive retracement, we had a class on this. Go to my lessons in the Getting Started channel. The lessons are on the bottom. Those lessons are going to teach you the resilience you need to not stare at one candle at a time, to leave your stop for at least a few minutes, wait for the retracement, and then you move on the retracement. You can't lose twice in a row. It's impossible. You simply can't. Look at the money. I drew an arrow. I highlighted the level. There's no way to lose. There's absolutely no way to lose. Convince me otherwise. What a good day. It's been such a good day. Look at this money. Look at the money we printed. Oh my goodness. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm gonna be here for another few minutes, and I'm gonna take my I'm gonna take my wins. I'm gonna try to head back. I'm gonna try to be back after my meeting that I have to attend, and I'll leave some gems for after. Simply amazing day. Simply amazing day. If you heard me, I said use the 5 minute to guide you. Look at this money. Look at the 5, right? The 5 MA within striking distance. The 5 MA within striking distance. Look at the money. There it is. This is why you cannot use indicators. The indicators don't work. The indicators would have, you wouldn't have even went in. You would not have went in. I know you wouldn't. The indicators are telling you not to go in. Right? Indicators can't help you. We are far beyond indicators. If indicators were a thing, everyone would use it. Everyone would be filthy rich. They do not work. Stop relying on indicators. Rely on what I'm telling you until you get the confidence to know, until you learn. It'll happen. Give it time. Take the wins in the meantime. Don't get ahead of the system. Look at the money we printed. Look at this money. It's still going. It's still going. It's still going. I told you exactly when to get in. I told you when to buy. I told you when to buy it. I specifically highlighted where the calls would be. I drew an arrow where the calls would be. I drew an arrow. Look. It's too simple. It's too easy. Every day we do this. You can't lose twice in a row. You just can't. We always finish green for the day. If you would have taken a loss, you can't lose twice. And if you took a small base hit in the morning, now you know, now you have a little bit of cushion for your stop loss on your next play. Now we could afford a significant pullback here. Don't expect just straight skyrocket to the 5. We can afford a significant pullback. So if you made good money, which I highlighted the magenta and I highlighted the blue. There's nothing more I can do. I highlighted them. And for safety, I even drew an arrow for safety. I told you this level 2 highlight should give you some confidence. This level 3 should be your confirmation. This one was your 100%. I'm not gonna say 100%, but damn, you know, I haven't been wrong. I got a pretty good track record, so I can afford to be a little audacious with my claims, but this is just what it is. You're seeing it real time, live. You're gonna be able to do this for the rest of your life. Take your time though. You know, if you're soon, your 4-figure, 5-figure days, they're gonna come. I'm telling you, they're gonna look at the money. Look at the money. Oh my goodness. Look at this money. You can't make it up. You cannot make it up. It's too good. There's absolutely nothing more I can do. I drew an arrow to tell you when to get in. There's nothing more I can do. If you couldn't wait this 1 minute, I don't know what to tell you. Right? So let's see. Even if you got on the arrow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'd have to wait 6 minutes before you secure your trade. Right? 6 minutes to secure your trade. Actually, your trade should have been secured at right here, right? You never even turned around. So you could have went break even immediately. Your profit is secured here. Now your runners are running. If you took profit here, fine. If you took multiple contracts, your runners are running. If you took one contract and you're trying to gain discipline, understand you have to wait for the retracement, which could take who knows how long. Who knows? Once you survive the retracement, that you know that it has the strength to continue going. This is lesson 2. Lesson 2 in getting started. If you haven't listened to that fully, listen to lesson 2. Lesson 2 is kind of fire. Now, I told myself when I started this channel that I wasn't going to be telling people when to buy, like drawing arrows and highlighting stuff and things like that, but I need you guys to win. I need you guys to win. You're going to learn it eventually. I wanted to like force the lessons like the hard way, like tough love, but I understand that there's going to be a learning curve, and I just need you guys to win. I need you guys to win. I just need you to trust the system. It works. Look, I told you to wait. No man's land. I gave you 50-50 here. I told you if it breaks above magenta, that 50-50 is a little bit less. If it breaks above this magenta, you're talking about a 70-30. I gave you the 100 over here. Every step along the way. Every step along the way. I drew out the... It doesn't get any better. Look at the money. Are you kidding me? Are you? Right now we think the 5 days maybe going to be our target. You can't use indicators. The indicators cannot work. They simply cannot work. The indicators is exit liquidity for market makers. You go in on the indicators and you give the market makers the liquidity they need to exit their positions. You just made yourself exit liquidity if you go off indicators. You can't use it. I mean, some people do, and you know, they manage the risk and they're able to, maybe they're able to make some money like that, but that's not consistent enough for me. That's not consistent. Too much drawdown. Too much drawdown. I created a system where it's damn near impossible to lose. Actually, if you follow the system, it's actually impossible to lose for the day. Look, I drew this little dipsy doodle here, dipsy doodle. There's nothing more I can do. There's absolutely nothing more I can do. It hit profit target perfectly. Look at the profit target I even drew for this cup right here. It hit the profit target perfect. Bounce right off key levels, perfect. Now we're gonna see if hold on, let me erase that. We're gonna see if the 5 day is gonna be the target. If you use the trading plan, we already knew the 5 day was going to be, is near, right? When the 5 day is near, we know what to look for. We know what setups we're looking for. Look at your 5-minute chart. It doesn't get any better. The exact level of rejection within this 5 minute, it went exactly to that level and continued for continuation up. On the 5 minute, you had 1, 2, 3 entries on this 5 minute chart. On the 1 minute, I gave you, let's say safely 1, 2, 3 entries on the 1 minute chart. If you didn't make any profit today, send me a direct message, and we're gonna set up a one-on-one, either video, audio, text, whatever you want. But I need you to journal the trades that you're taking so we can go over it. I promise you, a lot of it is gonna be my stop loss was too tight. I promise you, I got stopped out, or I didn't secure my trade. It's gonna be either one of those. My stop loss is too tight. I didn't secure my trade. I let a red candle scare me out, and I moved my stop loss for a loss or something like that. How do I know? I promise you that's gonna be the story, because I've been there. That's how I know. Look at this money we are printing. I'm done for the. I don't need to trade anymore. I'm profitable. I made my money. I'm done for the day. Look at this money. I had the key levels marked out for you. Look, come on. All right, let's use our 30-minute. We're gonna start using our 30-minute now. You know, we have an idea that the target's gonna be the 5, but we don't want to assume that. We're gonna wait for the structure to tell us that. So above this, our calls are gonna be break, retest, reject off the 5, right? That's gonna be our setup for calls. For puts, you're looking for rejection. Look at the money we're printing. I mean, there's absolutely nothing more I can do. Okay, I'm going to take a break here. If I get back on a little bit later, I'll do I'll drop some gems, long-term gems. Otherwise, I think it's been a pretty good day. It's been a pretty good day. I'm gonna jump in the Discord to see if anybody needs anything from me. But YouTube has been a pleasure, and even when you're not feeling well, you can still make money in this process.